Hello and welcome to part 2 of using apostrophes. There are many different ways to use apostrophes, and in part 1 we covered possession, showing who owns what. You'll remember that an apostrophe goes after the owner's name to show something belongs to them. So for example, look at that cute cat. Why? This is Jane's cat. So we have to indicate that it's Jane's cat by putting an apostrophe and an S. So the cat belongs to Jane. He went to get the boy's glasses. Those glasses there belong to that boy, and so since it's just one boy, it's an apostrophe and an S, because those glasses belong to the boy. So that's possession. Now let's move on to something new. Contractions. Contractions are used to show missing letters. Basically, I like to think of apostrophes as little arrows to show that the letters are missing from two words that are squeezed together. So you can also use an apostrophe when you want to leave out one or more letters. So, for example, look at all these words, this great big list. We can make them all contractions. She has becomes she's. She apostrophe S. You are becomes your. You apostrophe RE. Don't get that mixed up with your, which is a pronoun. They're very different words and they have very different meanings. If you want to say you are, you need to say you apostrophe RE. I am becomes I'm. We have becomes we've. I would becomes I'd. It is becomes it's. And again, don't get that mixed up with its, which is another possessive pronoun. It doesn't need an apostrophe to show that something belongs to it. But if you want to say it is doing something, you need to have an it apostrophe S. And then you've got who is, which is whose, who with an apostrophe S. And don't get that mixed up with the possessive pronoun of whose, because that shows that whose is this. But if you want to say who is doing that, you say who apostrophe S. So, there are some unusual contractions you should remember. We've got shall not and will not. When they become contractions, they're spelt a little differently. The L's just kind of leave. So shall not becomes shan't. Will not becomes won't. And again, just as a reminder, don't confuse it is or it's with its. So in other words, it with an apostrophe S equals it is, or it could be it has. But it's with no apostrophe, like I said before, is a pronoun. So you think about it like this. It's time we all went to bed means it is time we all went to bed. And it's been a long day means it has been a long day. The cat wants its supper is not the cat wants it is supper. This doesn't make sense, so it's not a contraction. Don't do it. Okay, can you put the apostrophes in the right places? She's got her mother's good looks, hasn't she? Now, there's 3 apostrophes missing. Take a look. See if you can find them. Let's try. She's got her mother's good looks, hasn't she? As you can see, she apostrophe S is she has got her mother's good looks, so that makes sense. The good looks belong to the mother, so it's apostrophe S to indicate that the good looks are the mother's, and hasn't is has not, so that comes together in a contraction as hasn't. And yes, she has her mother's good looks, hasn't she? Can you put the apostrophes in the right places now? It's the prince's birthday today, isn't it? Okay, again, there's 1, 2, 3 places with apostrophes. Can you find them? It's the prince's birthday today, isn't it? So it is. So that's the correct use of the apostrophe there. Prince's is an apostrophe S because it's the birthday belongs to the prince, and isn't would be is not it, like isn't it, asking a question. So the apostrophe goes there between the N and the T to indicate that the O has gone missing. Oops, looks like we missed the prince's birthday. So that's all. We've covered just about everything, so now you'll use apostrophes correctly, won't you? See you in class.